What is up, everyone? You are tuned in to technically what is the official, unofficial last Raw versus SmackDown of the year because my team decides they want to take off next week because of a goddamn holiday that was curated by the Americans in the den. Honey, y'all are packed tonight. God damn.
We said goddamn at the same time.
We are in the building, the South Shakers, of course. We are here to present you with the last Monday Night Raw versus SmackDown, technically of the year, because we still have to do next week, even though it's Christmas. So we might do Sunday. But either way, Dreon Santana, Nikki Bougie, we are in the building. Y'all had some devastating news on SmackDown, and I'm really not ready for.
Yeah, we're gonna save that for the last part of SmackDown. But you gotta get to the Raw. I mean, Raw SmackDown last week. It was eventful, You got what you wanted. I'm hoping, for last week. He didn't sign with SmackDown, so you should be very happy. You don't have to worry about us in the show.
I would rather want Randy, but I mean,
well, Randy got a lot of people to deal with down on SmackDown right now.
Terrible.
So
it is terrible. Well, before I get back into a nap, let's start again. Yeah, I don't know. Monday Night Raw might not see me tonight. No, they will. We get started, of course. There seems to be some unresolved issues after what happened last week. Of course, Jey Uso was attacked and put through a table by Drew McIntyre. So it was only right to start off the show. Jay wanted everyone, of course, to yeet with him and motivation to get rid of Drew McIntyre in the opening match, of course. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Drew McIntyre did get the victory, but he cheated. He decided to cheat. Behind the referee's eyes, he takes his hands and clobbers at the eyesight of Jey Uso at this point and goes on to win the match, which is why we're losing. It's crazy. You say he's main event Jey Uso, but yeah, he main events and loses twice. Then he opens the show and loses. So he's not even opening show.
Well, he's not, it's not like he's getting beat fairly, in a sense for some of his matches.
Yeah.
You can be main event Jey Uso all day or main event, but people main event all the time, but that don't mean they always win.
Well, he needs
to. If you're going to carry the name of main event Jey Uso, you got at least. Now, when he did first come to Monday Night Raw, he was, and now it's like
his booking is literally 50-50.
Yeah, it's like he might, but then again, he might not.
Depends on who it is.
Very much.
Before this match, Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest seemed to be getting into it about who the true leader was. And Finn and JD were just in the background eating it up, laughing. And Rhea made it very clear that she was not just addressing Damian Priest, she's addressing the family. And Damian has made it very clear that he is the leader. And Rhea doesn't seem like that's the 100% the way that Judgment Day is going. But she said she was going to make it very clear and she was going to gain her division back by picking on Maxine. Crazy concept. But here we are. Of course, Maxine taking the loss. But after the match, it seems that Ivy Nile is ready for some competition. I mean, she doesn't have 1 ounce of fear in her bones. She was very adamant with that stare down. It kind of made me, I don't know. There was a little difference here with Rhea and her power and her dominance. Very, very much so, her dominance being tested. Of course, we had to hear from CM Punk because it was the night for him to make his decision. And accompanied by Adam Pearce, he did make that decision, signing to Monday Night Raw, appearing in a Monday Night Raw in over 10 years. He also made the announcement that he will be entering himself into the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble, and made it very clear that it may not just be Roman who he's after. It might be someone who is not too thrilled to see Mr. Punk, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion, in my opinion, had the best promo of the week. I hate to say it, but Seth Rollins cooked CM Punk and left no crumbs. Made it very clear that I will always hate you, and that I will never like you, and that I will do everything in my power to protect my company, this company, my friends, and my family away from people like you. He made it very clear that he did not want CM Punk to be in WWE. However, if he was in WWE, he would have to be on Monday Night Raw because every chance he gets, and Seth made it very clear that every chance he gets, if Mr. Punk has enough gas in the tank, he's gonna beat the hell out of CM Punk. This was, I don't even, I don't even know, honestly. Once again, we're losing because for whatever reason we had Bronson Reed versus Ivar again, and I'm not talking about it. So we move on to the Judgment Day. Before their match, Damian Priest made it very clear that they were going to, and they do this every week, reinstate their dominance. I don't know if they get it every 7 days. I don't know if it's a 7-day trial. I'm really sick of hearing it. Okay, talk about it, don't be about it. That's what Suki said. Okay, are you going to tell them that you're leaving the house? Are you going to show them that you're not leaving the house? Okay, are you going to tell them that you run Monday Night Raw? Or are you going to show them, Damien? I've been doing a lot of talking lately. Let's change that. But R-Truth came out to help, obviously being the sixth member of Judgment Day. I don't know why people seem to be confused about this. R-Truth clearly is a part of Judgment Day. I don't know why they tend to act funny about it, but whatever. Damien was not trying to hear none of that. At first, JD seemed like he was trying to. Oh, that's not good. Hold on.
So yeah, R-Truth wanted to be a part of Judgment Day. I mean, he had the whole marshmallows. He came in the clubhouse and all this stuff to like really make himself feel a part of Judgment Day. He was out there when they were having their match last week, and he's been doing the TikTok reels and everything like that. But at one point it seemed as if like they were going to kind of make R-Truth feel a little bit, but R-Truth was like, listen, y'all need to kick JD out. And I mean, of course, Finn and Damien could not hold their composure, but Damien really couldn't hold his composure against like R-Truth the way he knocked his ass down. So it was not great, and I was like, damn, I like R-Truth. I would rather him be a part of Judgment Day than JD. To be honest, I'm not gonna even lie, but it didn't turn out that way. It did not
Okay,
at
is
all.
my mic good?
No, it still sounds the same. I don't know what you got going on over there.
I don't either. Might have to leave
It
and
sounds
come
so
back.
fake.
No. Okay, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come right back.
Okay. But yeah, so this is what happened to R-Truth, in a sense, and Judgment Day have clearly made it known that they're not fucking with R-Truth at all whatsoever. And to the point where the Creed brothers, who also have a number one contendership opportunity against Judgment Day for those the unified tag titles, came out, tried their best to save the day by assisting R-Truth, but it wasn't working at all whatsoever. Like they literally got pummeled down and taken out by Judgment Day. They did what they could. I will say that. And then we move on to, of course, some women's matches. Piper and Chelsea have been sitting ringside to watch their competition, see who's going to be their next opponents to try to take away those women's tag team championships. And so, of course, we get Candice LeRae and Indy versus Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. A really nice high flying match. Definitely enjoyed it. I think that Katana and Kaden, they truly are a tag team. I mean, despite the amazing move sets that they do inside of the ring, they are a cohesive. And even with Indy and Candice, it is nice to see them on TV. We don't see them that often. Same with Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, KC. We don't see many either of these women on the show, period. But it is nice to see some new faces getting opportunities to go up against Chelsea and Piper, because Chelsea and Piper really haven't been defending those titles, and sometimes it's a little bit forgettable a bit that they're even holding these titles. So sometimes it's kind of hard to realize that, hey, we do have women's tag team champions over here. And sometimes, like I said, Chelsea and Piper, even though they're not defending, they do find ways to stay relevant, but not relevant enough to sometimes make people like, oh, who's the tag team champions? Oh, it's Chelsea and Piper. Oh, who, and stuff like that. So, of course, Kaden and Katana, they did win their match against Indy and Candice, and they'll have their opportunity to see if they can defeat Piper and Chelsea for those women's tag team titles later on tonight for Monday Night Raw. Speaking of more keeping up with the women, Becky Lynch, ladies and gentlemen, graced our wonderful, wonderful faces this week. And she had a few words for Nia Jax. And I feel like I'm happy that this feud between Nia and Becky is like really, really heating up. And you know, Nia just keeps holding on to the fact of that, okay, she's the reason why Becky's career skyrocketed. Becky had never gotten that bloody nose or face broken by her. She would not be, the man, big time Bex or all this and that if Nia did not play a big part. And I think this is something that we have been waiting on for a while, is the fact that to see Becky, see Nia in the ring after all these years of what happened, before Survivor Series, and basically kind of costing Becky opportunities, stuff like that too, though. So, but he has returned.
Is it still?
It just feel like something is moving on your mic, honestly.
Something moving?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have no idea.
What about now?
But it does feel like something. Say something.
Something.
It's all right. I have to see until you start. I have to see if you start moving around again.
Okay. I really enjoyed this because I know that people don't want to admit it, but what Nia Jax was saying was true. What Becky was saying was true too. But Charlotte pushed out the man and Nia continued the birth. That's how I feel. Like,
Yeah.
and for them to never have their moment, it kind of sucks because to me this is like a WrestleMania feel. Like this is story build. I don't know what's gonna happen when they get in the ring because it can be tricky. Becky just doesn't work good with everybody to me, and that could work both ways. Maybe everyone doesn't work well with Becky, but sometimes Becky can get it, and then sometimes it's just a hit or miss. But I do think with this, there is a lot of clarity that will come from this because Becky is the man and was the man. And I wonder if Nia was around, how soon we would have gotten this. Like, would Nia have been the one right after? Like, would she been challenged Becky? That because I think it was Money in the Bank was the next after Becky won because Charlotte beat her, and then Bayley ended up cashing in. So I wonder would Nia have been the one to get one of those titles? But
I feel like she could have been the one to kind of cost her to lose her title.
yeah,
I think she would have definitely played a big part
instead
in
of
that.
Lacey. Wasn't it Lacey that gave the forearm to Becky and Charlotte ended up winning? and then and then Bailey ended up coming out and then cashing in. So it was Lacey. It could have been Nia Jax's spot.
It could have, but things happen, and it wasn't. But we're here now, and we're on our road to getting what could be a great feud between Becky and Nia.
I'm ready. We also had DIY taking on the team of Imperium, and they had to find another tag team partner. Of course, being the Miz, we're in Ohio, we're in Cleveland. Why not a hometown favorite? And they pick up the win, which is pretty um, unsettling for Imperium. We'll get into their match a little later. And then, of course, our main event of the night, we had Cody Rhodes taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. But obviously, that did not end the way that everyone wanted it to, via disqualification, giving Cody the win and Shinsuke the moment of his life in this sense, because honestly, this is the picture of the night for me, because what in the hell, Shinsuke? And this is obviously going to be a deeper feud than what I was thinking. I will say that being a part of the promo, like at the Nashville show, the lights and him being, that was really cool. Like she and Shinsuke on the screen and Cody in the ring and stuff and the dims. From a production standpoint, that was really good. That was fun. That was definitely fun. Before I turn it over to Santana for SmackDown review for last week, we do have some tag team title action tonight. First up, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven will be defending against Kaden and Katana. And then Finn Balor and Damian Priest will be defending their championships against the Creed brothers. Good to see some new teams getting some title opportunities. I don't know who that was. I guess that was Dom. There will also be a annual 34th on Miracle street fight between R-Truth and JD that was announced earlier today. We will also have a match between The Miz taking on the Ring General Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, if The Miz loses, he will never challenge Gunther for the championship as long as he is champion, which could be forever at this point. And lastly, following his actions last week, it seems that Seth Rollins wants to say a few things to Mr. Drew McIntyre. This is going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting, because he's already gotten his shit off about Mr. Punk. And it seems that everyone wants what Seth has, that World Heavyweight Championship. And Drew was granted his match by Adam Pearce on the first episode of Monday Night Raw. It is a day one edition of Monday Night Raw. It was announced. So that's going to be very interesting, because we don't have a day one pay-per-view, obviously, but we do have day one on Monday Night Raw. Three themed programs. You got Monday Night Raw, day one, New Year's Evil for NXT, and then the SmackDown one is damn, I can't even remember. It was SmackDown something. I sent it in the group. Hold on. Oh, New Year's resolution is SmackDown. So, yeah. Back to you in the studio.
Well, don't point at me like that. My nerves bad. It's like 3D action going on. All right. So here we are on the blue brand, the best brand, the great brand of them all. It's Friday Night Smash. Even Nikki gets, she changed the lights to blue. All right. So Roman Reigns, everybody who shows up to work after 30,000 years from now, same old, same old, same old. It's like what he says, like missionary, over and over and over again. This is the same thing we get from Roman Reigns all the time, over and over again. He defends his title. He leaves for months. He comes back and say the same bull crap every time he Every time he comes around, and a lot of y'all lap that shit up, and it's like y'all not tired of this right now because I'm tired of it. Like, let's go ahead and wrap it up. But he said a whole lot of the same old shit that he always say, per usual, as always. It's like he's like, he's like a baby father. You just pop up, pick up your kid, and then you leave for 3 months, and you come back and you pick your child back up again. You spend one night with them, and then boom, you're out of here for the next couple of years, and then you come back and do the same thing all over again. Well, he comes back and he gives what Jimmy thought was the tribal heir or the tribal prince. He named Solo the tribal prince. And Jimmy felt a little way about that, of course, because I, Solo's kind of been the one that's been by his side for the longest. Well, not one say the longest, but actually never turned on Roman. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy, you did turn on Roman. You did super kick him. You know what I'm saying? So like you shouldn't even be looking and expecting to have that prestige honor outside of Solo, someone who has not turned their back on Roman, someone who has been on his side since, joining the bloodline and everything. So I get why Jimmy may feel some type of way, but you chose to come back to the bloodline because you couldn't stand on your own. And that's disappointing because Jimmy, you super kicked that man, you know what I'm saying? And then you start doing your own shit or whatever, you come a madman or whatever, and then you run right back, you cost your brother his opportunity just for you to join back with the bloodline. You say, oh, you're nobody's bitch, you're this, you're that, and then boom, you're right back with the bloodline being somebody's bitch, Romans. And you can't even be the tribal prince, but you can be a tribal bitch right along with the tribal queen. Okay, how about that? But of course, we are blessed with Randy Orton, finally somebody who can come and give us something more relevant than Roman Reigns' title reign is at that point. And Randy is like, he wants an opportunity for that title. Give him an opportunity. Roman Reigns is like, you think you can just come up in here after 18 months and everything like that and think you can get an opportunity? No, get to the back of the line. And well, you can't just tell a Viper to get to the back of anything because there's always going to be an RKO somewhere waiting for you, Roman. And you were startled. You were scared a little bit. Jimmy, nor Solo, nor Paul even tried to stop or help you get away from that RKO because, as we know, that RKO can come out of nowhere. You better ask Brock Lesnar. You better ask anybody. So I'm just saying, that man is coming for that title opportunity, Roman, and I hope you're ready for it. Y'all on the shelf.
Randy told him, man, you becoming a legend, but I've always been a legend killer.
Period.
He ate that, man. Hey, the promos this week were crazy. I'm like, hold on, Randy. Wait.
Randy being back is such a breath of fresh air, honestly. It really is. Like, I mean, there's been times where SmackDown has kind of, ran its course a bit at times, but to see new people getting themselves involved and coming in, like all these 18 people are coming in, 17 people coming in, and all this stuff like that, and having him back here, having him on Friday Night SmackDown, I think that is great. We get new opportunities. We get storylines that are being rebuilt again after. I mean, this is Randy Orton after they put him on the shelf for hurting his back and shit like that. Now he's coming for his opportunity. Randy hasn't been in a title picture in a very, very long time. So, I mean, I think that is great. I think that someone who's even above Roman's caliber as a talent, superstar at that, great talk on the mic. I mean, great fucking wrestler inside the ring. This man has not even the man broke his damn back and has not, like, he hasn't missed a step at all whatsoever. Now he may be a little bit bigger than what he was, but he's definitely moving, at the speed of light. No pun intended to Chris Brown, but but here we are. So I guess we got to figure out what happens towards the end of Friday Night SmackDown. But of course, we are in the middle of our United States Championship tournament. Carmelo Hayes, ladies and gentlemen, is in the building on Friday Night SmackDown, and he goes up against Grayson Waller. I know some people side-eyed, snooty little faces and turn up your damn nose to your lips. I don't care. Carmelo Hayes, him, is here on Friday Night SmackDown. And he looked absolutely amazing on Friday Night SmackDown. If he was to come up to the blue brand, I don't know what that is. If he was to come up to the blue brand, I would not be mad at it at all whatsoever. I think that this relives something between him and Grayson Waller. Of course, back down on NXT. And what I will say is that I was not expecting Carmelo to win at all. I was not expecting Melo to win. Not because he's an NXT star. So, but he defeated Grayson Waller and he moves on. And I'm like, that's really shocked the hell out of me, but I'm happy. I'm not mad at it at all whatsoever. I know some people even mad like, oh, he's in NXT and Grayson Wallace on the main roster and blah blah. I'm like, listen, the man did great. Shut up. Shut up. We're not doing this. We're what happened on NXT stays on NXT, okay?
The man did good. It's crazy. He's still guilty.
We're not doing this right now, okay?
Very much
guilty. I don't know what guilty is.
I didn't think he would win either, but I also think that their plans with Waller might be stagnant.
What they happened with Austin Theory, I don't know what they plan on doing with them. I mean, they've been doing pretty okay in their tag matches or whatever, but it really hasn't. I don't think they keep doing it getting punched in the face by Kevin Owens.
And then it wouldn't have made sense for Waller to win with a partner, because if they're not going to try to break them up, then it doesn't matter, kind of. But I do think Waller probably needed this a little more, but I do think they're trying to give Melo a rub before they put him into the Royal Rumble, and then have him more mainstay once he loses.
Because here was like a babyface coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's definitely a babyface over here.
I enjoyed it. I think he did great, especially for like debuting on a Friday Night SmackDown. So shout out to him. I'm not listening to y'all comments in the section. Y'all not gonna upset me, okay? We'll talk about that tomorrow on NXT Uncut. All right, so we get here because Randy Orton, he runs to LA Knight, and why are you looking like that?
Well, because my picture was still stuck.
Oh,
I was like,
so yeah, Randy Orton, he runs to LA Knight, and honestly, there's some tension between Randy and LA because, of course, with the match that happened last week, the tag match, Randy kind of getting the victory for the team, and LA Knight was not really. He kind of felt the way about it, but Randy just told the man, listen, you can stay out of my way. And LA Knight, listen, there's going to be one man that's going to take that title off Roman, and it's going to be me, LA Knight, yeah. And he walked the hell off Randy, and it's like, Randy, girl, you come back and you already got somebody on your ass outside of the bloodline. And it's somebody that, was watching your back, and even though Randy did not ask for it, and he let LA Knight let me know, I didn't ask you to come out there at all whatsoever. I did not, but you did anyway. And that's that. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Roman, Randy, and LA Knight, because it seems like there's a trio going on here, because Randy and LA Knight are gunning for one man, and that is Roman Reigns. All right, so we will also move on to our other United States Championship Tournament match. Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory. Now, Kevin, he did go on and pick up the victory against Austin Theory. Austin Theory tried his best to defeat Kevin Owens, even trying to re-injure his broken hand that he'd had. And Kevin Owens wins by utilizing that brace to knock out Austin Theory and get the victory, and he moves on. And here we are. Grayson Waller, Theory, being knocked out of the tournament opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I thought maybe one of them would have made it, and I thought maybe it would have been Theory that would have made it, but it didn't turn out that way. And so now we have our semifinals. So we have Santos Escobar versus Bobby Lashley, and we have Carmelo Hayes versus Kevin Owens. Now, backstage-wise, Kevin Owens, of course, is coming off of that victory against Austin Theory. He runs into Cameron Grimes, who gives him props. He runs to Kayla, does an interview, and then Carmelo Hayes comes out of nowhere, and he tells him, like, listen, I have a lot of respect for you and everything like that. And Kevin Owens like, yeah, so I did the same thing. I came up to the front. I came up to the main roster. I defeated somebody for a championship. I defeated someone who was a champion. And Carmelo was just like basically like, listen, I get that. I understand. I do respect you, but don't try to little bro me. Don't at all whatsoever. And I'm glad you brought up Logan Paul, goofy ass, because let me tell you something, Logan, Mr. Paul. You trying to sit here and try to talk about Carmelo saying, oh, he's a nobody. Who is him? He's trying to be him. Man. You talking all that shit from the fucking video screen. How about you come to Carmelo's face and say all that? Since you like to yap your mouth a little too much. So, hopefully one day, you know what I'm saying, that you and Melo step into the ring or somehow, some way. And I hope that man follows your ways. Okay. Thank you. Do you have any thoughts on this, Nikki?
No, the only thing that keeps going in my head is high heels on my TV. Don't say about it. That's all that keeps running through my mind right now. I don't have shit. I just know that these two were not the people that I thought were going to win. And I really thought we were going to get a classic between Waller and Theory, but I'm not mad. I think all four of these competitors are really great. And I think Kevin to be in the mix of the young talent is really good to see, because I do think that Kevin is, so I want to say that he's well rated, but with just a dash of underrated, if that makes sense. Like, I think he's well rated, but I also think there's a sense just a little bit underrated. Kind of how Finn was a couple years back. I think Finn was hella underrated and hella underutilized, but I think now he is right where he's supposed to be. So I don't know what the hell's gonna happen in a match between Kevin Owens. I don't think Carmelo has faced anyone of the stature and of the ability of Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever really. Josh Briggs gets close, but and Baron Corbin gets close too. But Kevin is just a different. He's a different talent. So I'm sure. I think. I don't know. Kevin might. I don't know. Maybe this puts Kevin back in NXT.
I mean, it might. I mean, it depends. I mean, there are some new talent down there that he can, wander way around in. But I think that it's nice that to have an NXT star actually have an opportunity to be involved in this. I think that is great. So, Karrion Kross gave a promo. I can't tell you what it was because I don't care about Karrion Kross. I do care about Damage Control because, of course, we do love the women here. And I mean, Bayley has basically let it be known that all her vision for Damage Control is coming to life. It's happening. It's coming. Io becoming champion. Io saying this is her time now. This is the era of Io. We got back together the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, hopefully going after those tag titles. Dakota Kai being the mastermind, and then Bayley saying that she's going to, enter herself into the Women's Royal Rumble, and she's going to become champion. And basically, Damage Control is to hold all of the gold. Io already has that title. Kabuki Warriors, if they get to a point where they are able to win those tag titles, and Dakota, of course, she's still dealing with her injury, but Bayley said, "Watch out, Rhea. I could be coming for your title, honey." Whole time she gonna take it from Io. Speaking of more women, we did get our women's tag team match: Zelina Vega and Mia Yim versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. I'm hoping that Kairi and Asuka, get a little wording to their song. I'm thinking maybe Iggy Azalea. That's just my forte. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to see them back. Honestly, back together, and this was a really fun match. Mia Yim had a nice showing, and Zelina Vega did too as well. Outside of the fact that Kyrie slammed the fuck out of Zelina on top of the damn commentary table, like she laid her flat like a damn pancake. And like I said, they did what they did, and I mean it's like Asuka and Kyrie have not lost a beat working together as a tag team is magnificent. I love it a lot, honestly. And like I said, Zelina Vega got a really nice show on her. I want to see a one-on-one with Kyrie and Zelina Vega because Zelina was really like taking it to Kyrie as much as she could, but when you have the likes of Bailey getting herself involved, and honey, it looked like Mia Yim did a damn front flip somersault off top of the damn top rope and everything like that, and landed really hard. And Kyrie Sane hits her beautiful elbow drop onto Mia Yim, and Damage Control is back on top once again. You know what I'm saying? It's a win-win situation. It seems like they kind of sort of coming around to Bailey, but I still think it's a facade. I don't think that is real. I think that they're just playing a part as of right now until the time comes. That's what I think. That's what I think it is. So I have no idea.
Well, we'll see next week because y'all know them spoilers are out.
That is very accurate.
Folks is not happy.
Yeah, and I've already seen them.
Yeah. Mia Yim was online going crazy. I love when Mia gets active. Once she gets active,
y'all be talking a lot. Y'all be talking a lot of crazy stuff to these wrestlers as if like just because they're wrestlers they're not gonna say anything. And a lot of times y'all do it because y'all want them to say something back so y'all can feel like somebody. Because obviously you're nobody's in your life. Oh my God, Mia Yim just clap back at me. I feel like somebody. Me.
And Mia Yim is not the one. Like she's nice,
No.
but she is not the one to poke the bear with. I promise. Because once she gets started, she don't stop.
Wow. One thing you don't talk about Mia. You don't talk about her in-ring skills. You don't talk about her men.
And then you'll have people in the circle.
Oh yeah.
After you too, because Mia Yim is one of us. Let's be very clear on that. So
watch out. I'll tell you that much. So.
She ain't shit to play with.
She did tell her that she wanted to take her title on Twitter. So the girl's been very active on.
I mean, she's a former knockout. I mean, she's a former knockout champion. It's not like she can't.
So,
like, it's not like she can't be champion. I think it's pretty believable. I personally think Zelina is one of the best kept secrets in WWE. Truly, because the outside, she does her thing on the outside. Like she's very marketable. She's very PR trained. She knows media. She knows. I mean, she has a podcast with Dakota now. Like she is like becoming a very good staple.
Yeah.
Like a very good staple. But it can happen. Anything can happen now, honestly.
Yeah, I'm happy to see her back in the ring too, though. I think Zelina is great in the ring. I do appreciate that they are allowing her to wrestle a little bit more as she can. So who knows? Speaking of someone who used to be around Zelina Vega, Santos Escobar let it be known to Bobby Lashley that I don't give a damn if you got the Street Profits with you or the whole choir congregation. I'm gonna beat your ass next week. And I'm going to go off and I'm going to defeat Logan Paul because I'm the reason why he has that championship.
What do you mean by choir? Did he say that?
No.
Oh, okay. Man, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you? The choir?
No, he didn't say that.
Girl, I have no comment. I don't.
But yeah, he let it be known that Bobby, you're not gonna win. He's gonna win this entire tournament, and he's gonna go off and defeat Logan Paul because, like I said, Logan Paul is the reason why he has that damn title.
Yeah.
And as soon as if it happens and he beats Bobby, and it leads up to him defeating whoever wins between Carmelo and Kevin. Carmelo and Kevin, and then hey, the return of Rey Mysterio. All right, now we get into our main event. Randy Orton versus Jimmy Uso. Roman has been, was in the back, of course, as always, in that damn raggedy ass locker room with 30,000 water bottles just wasting. They can go somewhere to people who need it. And he basically told Jimmy, and he was talking. He was like, we gotta take out, like, he wants something to be done toward. He wants him to be taken care of tonight. And he put Jimmy to be in charge of that. But Jimmy's still seeing a little bit skeptical on some things because him and Solo had this like awkward silence. He was like, like you will let like I think Jimmy is starting to feel as if like if something was to happen, will Solo let him know that something is planned? And Solo's like, listen, I'm your brother, but yeah, you may be his brother, but you also did attack your brother too. So in a sense as well. So I don't put nothing past y'all. Just because we family don't mean you ain't gonna put your hands on me. Like you may say that, oh, we're brothers, we're happy and we singing and we know colored or whatever, some shit like that. Give me a high five. No. You might smack me aside my damn. You might smack me aside my damn head or something. No, like what? There's some more on Spike is for everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't put nothing past Solo at all whatsoever. But we get to our main event, like I said, Randy versus Jimmy Uso, and of course, it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be nothing if the bloodline didn't find their ways to get involved somehow, some way. Solo tried to make his way out there to get involved, but LA Knight put a halt into that. And then Roman comes behind LA Knight and stops him in his tracks and knocks his ass down. And then they started to jump both LA Knight and Randy Orton. Well, Solo and Roman were attacking Randy and LA Knight. Jimmy was trying to catch his damn breath. He didn't have too much long because AJ Styles comes out of nowhere and a phenomenal forearms Roman Reigns. And babe, when I tell you, he was not done with Roman or anybody else. He went after LA Knight. And I don't understand, or am I missing something? Like what happened? Like what's the like am I missing something? Like what happened? The reason like what how long has AJ Styles been since he did, what he did to LA Knight? Like what was the point?
It's TNA coded. We don't know. We don't know. We'll find out.
Uncoded. What needs to be a fucking coded is what the hell happened to AJ Styles. This man beard then got a little bit longer and shaped. This man and Randy Orton are obviously shopping in the same supply store.
They're in the best, like they're
literally what the hell? They look amazing
of their lives. Meanwhile, Roman walking around here with these ugly ass tracksuits on, these fake ass Nike tracksuits. This man think he cool as hell. Y'all want me to think that this man is the best wrestler, sports entertainer, whatever the fuck. And then there's Randy and there's AJ right there. Man, he may be champion, but Roman is a goof compared to his successors and the people that are gonna come that even came after him. Like Roman will be Roman because of that title reign, not because he's a good wrestler. He's very entertaining. He's not a good wrestler. Roman would die on the indies. You put Roman and Peter Revolver like Ronda, he's gonna fold for sure.
You think all that shit talking he doing the side of the ring and do he's gonna work on in the indies?
Girl, hell no.
He gonna get popped in the head with a damn thumbtack. Okay. They gonna fling that bitch like a damn frisbee.
Wait till he gets hold of Billy Stark.
Girl. Nah, he nigga to hold of Marsha.
Girl.
I ain't gonna lie. She gonna drop them on his head. All right. But yeah, so Randy, AJ Styles, I don't know what the hell they got going on, but they both look good as hell. I'm not gonna even lie. They really do. And I mean, there's that. That's how we end our SmackDown. And I don't know exactly what's gonna happen with that, what's gonna happen next week, but I'm sure we're gonna find out. Speaking of finding out what's happening next week, Bobby Lashley will take on Santos Escobar in the semifinals for the United States Championship Tournament on a SmackDown Happy Holidays special. We also have Carmelo Hayes versus Kevin Owens in the semifinals for United States Championship Tournament. We'll find out who our finals will be, and we'll see where it leads to, where whoever wins will face off against Logan Paul. Also, Dragon Lee versus my man Pete for the NXT North American Championship. I'm so excited. Reg, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Reg, if you bring your ass out there, I swear to God, I
Good.
promise you, I'm gonna jump the
He,
damn. Okay,
he
I'm not.
said, "Fuck, welcome to Suplex City. Welcome to Injury City."
I am not gonna play with you. I'm not. Okay, don't ruin my man's opportunity. Don't ruin my man's opportunity. Okay,
The timing was crazy. Oh, the timing was crazy. Wow.
no,
Ah,
I don't. Nikki over there playing on her phone, and
girl, I'm over here trying to check stuff, but
yeah.
damn,
So yeah,
to get
so Dragon
prepared for
League,
tonight. But yeah,
Dragon League versus my man Pete. I know it's gonna be a great match. I'm very much looking forward to this match. I am. Also, we have a Holiday Havoc 8-woman tag match. Zelina Vega, Mia Yim, Shotzi, and Bianca Belair taking on Damage Control. We didn't see Bianca this week. We didn't see Shotzi last week either. So nice to see them be back on here, and they're going against Damage Control in an 8-woman tag match. Lastly, before we kind of get out of here, we do have to talk about Charlotte Flair. We do know is the fact of that with the match that happened last week between her and Asuka, Charlotte did, of course, get injured. It would say that she's going to be out for about 9 months. There's a torn ACL with this like a meniscus and a sprained neck that she had suffered within her match. So Charlotte's going to be out for about 9 months, ladies and gentlemen. It's not something that you want to hear because for me wise, I've never really known Charlotte to be injured. Like Charlotte's probably one of the only other women in wrestling, like WWE wise, that I just don't you don't even hear that she's injured. Like she may take a break, she may go off and do her vacation, her photo shoot, stuff like that. But being away because of an injury
I
is
know
not
she
Charlotte
had.
Flair.
I know she had surgery with
Yeah,
Naya. I know they written her off, but it wasn't an injury. She just had to have surgery. So
yeah.
that was the time before she came back to become a Grand Slam. But we've never. She's
But
never been injured
no,
like
that
on
is
any capacity of any match that we know of.
mm-mm.
So 9 months is like that's
Listen,
kind of.
but
But I
like
think she'll be back before SummerSlam. I do. I think she'll. I think knowing Charlotte and knowing how committed she is and how hard she works and how important her health is, I definitely think that SummerSlam is going to be a big moment. And they might even push back SummerSlam um, or have it later. But I do think, um, I don't know. This does give opportunities for the other girls, like Mia Yim,
mm,
like Zelina Vega, because obviously Charlotte was going to be in that match. It's
yeah,
very evident. So this does give opportunities, but those opportunities were there regardless.
yeah.
Charlotte, you know, missed out on a WrestleMania for the sake of her own personal life, and the opportunities have been there. So just because Charlotte's stepping out the way doesn't doesn't necessarily mean that there aren't going to be more opportunities, but it also doesn't mean that now all of a sudden because Charlotte hasn't held a title in since WrestleMania,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the longest reigns she even had prior to that, and now Rhea is still the champion from that. She beat Charlotte Flair this match here, actually. I'm not wearing any merge from Charlotte until she returns because I just feel like this is gonna be they say that there's 10 years of Charlotte Flair, pretty much almost close to 13 at this point.
Yeah.
You haven't even seen her scratch the surface of being in her prime. When Charlotte comes back, I think that's the opening door and the beginning chapter of Charlotte Flair in her prime. 14 times. There's at least, I'd say there's at least 10 more reigns in Charlotte. I'm being honest when I say this. I think that there's at least two more reigns in the next year. And I think her being a 16-time WWE champion, including those 2-time NXT Women's Championships. The one thing that hurts me is Bianca.
Yeah.
What does Bianca do? You don't just throw her to, she's literally had Sasha, Becky, and obviously it was going to be Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's almost like, what do we do? And in my opinion, now Bianca has to win the Royal Rumble. And I know people probably don't want to hear that, but in my opinion, for things from a booking standpoint, I'm booking the first 2-time women's Royal Rumble winner, and that's Bianca Belair, because I want her to pick Rhea. Because I don't know what's going to happen with EO and SmackDown. And I think that Bianca should move to the red brand now, to be honest. Because I know there's a lot of star power. But I think that Judgment Day could solidify themselves on SmackDown next year. Because whatever's happening with Raw isn't working out. I think it's going to be Becky and Nia. I know we're still long from that, but I do think that Rhea and Bianca has to be the mold. It has to be. There's no way around it. Becky can do something else. Becky, it doesn't have to be Becky and Rhea. It has to be Bianca and Rhea.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they'll. I wouldn't say pull the trigger on Jade because of this. Because as of right now, Jade has her own personal issues that she's, dealing with and stuff like that. So I'm not too much kind of banking on Jade. I may bank on somebody else.
Carmella. That's who they're gonna bring back.
Because listen, Carmella will by that time.
She's a workhorse.
She is.
She's definitely a workhorse. And please bring Bliss back because
she just. I mean, I know she just had her baby too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people be ready within like a while. You know what I'm saying? Just didn't take Becky long. I tell you that much. So like, I mean, I don't know. It really varies on exactly what they have planned. And stuff like that, but who knows? But I will say I do wish Charlotte a very nice recovery. Don't rush it, girl. You know what I'm saying? Because those ACL injuries, they are hard to come back from, and you sometimes you have to change your move sets, to fit.
My girlfriend will be in her Triple H era.
Oh yeah, knee brace. Got that knee brace on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With the jean jacket?
Yeah, jean jacket, blue jeans. Yeah.
I fear that Charlotte is gonna come back and her hair is gonna be cut.
Bob
Charlotte, new look, everything is re-innovated. No gear on, but just like comes out and like
t-shirt, jeans, and thigh high boots, Charlotte.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we'll have to see, but we got to go ahead and get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a fun time with you guys, but we do have to, get prepared to watch Monday Night Raw and everything like that. So we definitely do appreciate you guys for hanging out with us here, each and every one of you that came in to hang out for Raw versus SmackDown. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, for NXT Uncut, because there's a lot of things on there that still needs to be unfolded. In so many different ways. But shout out to Battleground Podcast for always having us here. The Shakkas in the Den, always having us here. Definitely continue to follow our socials at the Shakkas Den on social. Get us to 100 followers and subscribers. It's the goal before we get out of here for 2023. Follow our Twitch and all this and that. Follow our all of our socials. And I hope you guys having a rest of your great, amazing night. And we'll be back tomorrow, like I said, for NXT Uncut. Because we got to prove that Melo is not guilty.